Hello and welcome to Docusnap. Today, I'll give you an overview of the countless possibilities of inventorying your systems with Docusnap. For a complete IT documentation, you need a lot of data from various systems. Doing this manually is a big effort. And Docusnap takes a lot of this work off our hands. Let's check it out. Here you can see the Docusnap start screen with the different sections on the left-hand side. Today, we will take a closer look at the inventory section up here. The ribbon bar shows us the selection of inventory wizards, and the button far right opens an overview of all wizards. The first one is the IP scan. This is usually the first scan I run on a new IT network. Especially for IT service providers, it's very helpful when you want to inventory a new customer's IT network because it works without a highly privileged user. Furthermore, it is of course possible to inventory the Windows systems either via Active Directory scan or also via IP scan. It goes on with all systems supporting the SNMP protocol, such as printers, switches, and so on. We inventory HPUX Unix systems, Eagle Thin clients, CIFS and EMC Isilon storage, Linux, Mac OS. In the field of the network services, Docusnap inventories, of course, the Active Directory, DHCP and DNS servers, and DFS file systems. Further it goes with SQL servers and Oracle servers in the database environment, and virtual environments are of course also possible. Here we take inventory of VMware, Hyper-V, and Citrix Hypervisor. Cloud services are becoming increasingly important. That is why Docusnap also takes care of them. We inventory Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services, AWS, and also the Microsoft Office products like Office 365 and Exchange 365. In the field of application service, we take care of Microsoft SharePoint, the Internet Information Service, and the Exchange server. In matter of backup, we are able to inventory Backup Exec and Veeam. And finally, we find a few wizards at the bottom, which help us to edit or enrich the found data. That is really quite a lot of options Docusnap offers. And the requirements for a proper IT inventory are very simple. Of course, the systems must be available. So we need a well-configured network. On the other hand, we also need a proper name resolution, and last but not least, a privileged user that the systems we ask are able to answer us. A very big advantage of Docusnap is that all of this is possible without installing additional software in your network. We use the standard interfaces like WMI for Windows systems, LDAP for Active Directory. The most important thing on IT documentation is, of course, that it always must be up to date. And how do we achieve that? By running our inventory scans automatically and recurrently. In Docusnap, we can specify, for example, that the Active Directory will always be inventoried each Friday, 12 p.m. every week. And for this reason, we are always up to date. But what's about systems that are not online during the inventory scan is executed? For example, the notebook of a sales representative that is only in the office once in a while. Of course, we are also prepared for these situations. Docusnap script will be installed on such notebooks, and every time this notebook comes into the company's network and logs in to the Active Directory, the script will be executed automatically and sends its data to the Docusnap server. For this reason, we are also able to inventory such notebooks or devices automatically and recurrently. What about networks that are distributed over different locations? For example, companies that have different production sites, or an IT service provider who wants to inventory the customers. We also have a solution for this, and it's called Docusnap Discovery Service. These discovery services are small satellites that are installed in the different IT networks. These satellites or discovery services will inventory the network as usual, and this inventory can also be scheduled as you know it. From time to time, these Docusnap Discovery Services send their data to the local Docusnap unit, and you have all data in one place stored and an overview. This enables Docusnap to even inventory and document widely distributed networks. But enough from the theory, let's check this out. I would like to show you by the means of an Active Directory scan how fast and easy it is. We are in the Inventory section, and I choose the Active Directory wizard. First step is to select a client, followed by the selection of the different Docusnap units. We choose the Docusnap server, since it offers enhanced options like the scheduled execution of the scan. After that, we have to authenticate with a sufficiently privileged user, and let's check the credentials. When the authentication was successful, we move on. And in the third step, we can filter the Active Directory data. Here, for example, we can select an organization unit up here and the different classes down here. As in every inventory wizard in Docusnap, we now get a summary. With Continue, we now come to the scheduling. I activate it and call it AD scan. I want to be executed at recurring and choose, like in the before named example, weekly every Friday at 12 p.m. So quickly and easily, we now receive an up-to-date Active Directory inventory every Friday noon. We can double check in the sections All Jobs over here. And here you can see our Active Directory scan. It will be executed on next Friday and is scheduled recurring. Also, Docusnap offers a lot of different inventory options. As we just have seen, it is always possible that there are devices that are not able to be inventoried automatically, such as an IBM AS400 or so trivial things like an iPhone or a tablet. For that cases, Docusnap offers the possibility to add such devices manually as IT asset. Let me show you. We go back to the inventory section again, and below the client, we have the point IT assets. Under assets, other assets, we find the mobile phones, and I choose the iPhone, for example. By clicking the button New iPhone, it is possible to enter a new iPhone. I can enter a model name, serial number, and so on. This way, I can complete my IT documentation step by step so that I have no longer any data gaps. It is also possible to extend my automatically inventoried systems with additional information. This way, Docusnap becomes a true single point of information. Below here, under the point Organization, you can store further information such as contracts or financial records. I can also store a task for the air condition, for example, in the server room, that it must be maintained once every 6 months. I hope I was able to give you an overview of the various inventory options of Docusnap. And I would be very happy seeing you again next time. Thanks and bye-bye.